Hey guys, it's ID Vixen back with a brand new video. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I'm ID Vixen and I usually do unboxing videos, and now I've introduced TV and movie reviews and recaps. So I hope you're all having a good week so far. I know it's just begun, but I hope it's good anyway. So today I'm doing a recap slash sort of review of the newest episode of Game of Thrones, which is from season 8, episode 4. So there will be spoilers from this point on. So if you haven't seen the new episode yet, or you're not caught up at all whatsoever, please do not continue. Like, this is going to have spoilers from the previous episode as well. Okay, so let's get right into it. So, as we all know, the last episode of Game of Thrones was pretty it was very emotional. We said goodbye to a lot of huge characters. It was really heartbreaking, but there was also the goodbye to the bigger character. Not so good character, I guess, is what am I saying? The Night King. And the reason I just wanted to bring up the Night King really quickly is I have a theory about it. So Daenerys tried to kill the Night King in the last episode, but failed with her dragon fire. And of course it was Arya Stark, inevitably, who did kill the Night King. So my theory is he couldn't be killed by fire, and he originally was a man before he became the Night King. So I think he might be a Targaryen. And that's just something I've been like kind of asking people, but I'm sure something we'll find out in this spin-off, which is called The Long Night, I believe. But anyway, just a point for thought. So episode 4. So the episode opens with a goodbye to the fallen from the Battle of Winterfell. So they're highlighting really 5 important characters. So Jorah Mormont, of course, who we see Dany giving a tearful goodbye to, followed by Theon Greyjoy, who Sansa Stark gives her goodbye to, Lyanna Mormont, Dolorous Edd, and Beric Dondarrion. All huge characters. Very sad to see them go. Yeah, it was a hard battle to watch. The only good thing that was confirmed is the survival of Ghost, which was something in my last video. If you haven't watched it yet, I'll link it down below, where I was kind of pondering the fate of Ghost, and he looked pretty banged up, unfortunately, as you can see in the photo. But yeah, no, I'm really happy he's alive. So it wasn't like an overly exciting episode. It was an okay episode, but it was peppered with amazing moments. I think that's the best way to describe the episode. So I'm going to go through all the major points that happened, and then I will give my rating of the episode. Okay, so the first point was Ghost. Next part, Gendry. So of course, again, as we know, 2 episodes ago, Gendry slept with Arya Stark, and now he is looking for her, of course. And as he tries to leave, he is stopped by Daenerys Targaryen, who, of course, for some reason decides to make a point that it was Robert Baratheon who killed her father, who led the war and stuff like that, even though it was technically Jaime Lannister. But, and he's there awkward, and there's this tension moment, and everyone's just like, oh no, what's she gonna do? And then next thing you know, she changes him from a bastard to an actual Baratheon, and gives him the title of Lord of Storm's End. So that was like really shocking. So then he goes off to find Arya, and he proposes to her and asks her to be his lady. And of course, if we all think back to the first season, we know that when Ned Stark was having a conversation with Arya, he was like, oh, one day you'll make a man a lovely lady. And she was like, I don't want to be a lady. That's not me. So to me personally, it wasn't shocking when she rejected Gendry's proposal. It was sad, but I kind of knew it because, like she said, it's not her. She doesn't want to be a lady. So then we see that Brienne and Jaime are playing Tyrion's famous drinking game, of course. And on the other side of the room, Tormund's kind of like, he's messing around with Jon Snow, and he's pretty drunk. You can see it's hilarious. But it's revealed that Brienne is a virgin. And of course she gets uncomfortable and she leaves. And later goes on to have sex with Jaime. Which is obviously a huge moment because Tormund is also left pretty heartbroken that Brienne has gone off with Jaime. Like, he knows. It leads to a funny moment. Anyway, so then Jon and Daenerys go off and they start having like a conversation. Actually, well, first they start making out, which is weird because they know they're aunt and nephew now. So, but I mean, they're also Targaryens, so they're cool with it. But yeah, it's weird. And Daenerys she's begging Jon not to tell anyone about his true heritage, but he wants to tell his siblings, of course. Well, technically cousins, but you know. And Daenerys is like, no, because she thinks Sansa will use it against her to get her off the Iron Throne. Like, she really is goal driven by her need to sit on the Iron Throne. Like that she's very focused on it. So then they have this meeting, and you can see the power struggle between Sansa and Dany, of course, you know, because Sansa wants her troops to rest and Daenerys thinks that Sansa's trying to back out of the deal they made. But like I think there's a hint of that, but I think she really was like, you know, you need to rest the troops. She was trying to be logical, but Daenerys just is, you can see through the episode that she's like snapping a little mentally and she's not thinking straight. So after that, they all go to the wood. After that meeting, Arya stops Jon and is like, we need to talk and stuff. And they're like, they don't trust Daenerys or anything. So then Jon allows Bran to reveal to his sisters his true origins and name. So that happens. And then we see that Bronn returns. So this is a huge moment. Like, this is probably one of the best moments in the series at this moment. Bronn's return, and like he's there and you think he's gonna kill them. Like it's really freaking intense. And then of course, Tyrion being Tyrion, he manages to talk Bronn down with the offer of Highgarden over Riverrun, which is what he was offered by Cersei. So Bronn leaves and they get to live. Then Tyrion learns the truth from Sansa, because at first he's trying to mediate with her and try to get her to see that Daenerys is the best ruler. And then Sansa's like, you're scared of her. Like, she's just not buying it. And then, of course, Tyrion learns the truth from Sansa, Jon's origins, who he then tells to Varys. And they're kind of having this discussion and trying to figure out what to do. And now this is all while they're on the ships to go get King's Landing. And then, or I don't think they're heading for King's Landing at that time. They're heading for Dragonstone. Anyway, I think it's called Dragonstone. Next, so then you see Daenerys flying on Drogon and Rhaegar's with her. And then he gets hit with an arrow and he dies, plummets into the ocean, and it's heartbreaking. And of course it was Euron Greyjoy who does it with his insane look. So then he attacks all her vessels and the majority of them don't survive. And so on the shore you see that Tyrion and Varys survives and Grey Worm and then other members of the crew, but he can't find Missandei anywhere. So you're kind of like, oh no, what happened to her? So then we head over to King's Landing, where Euron delivers the news to Cersei that Daenerys only has one dragon left. And then it's also revealed to him that he is the father of Cersei's child, but obviously not. Jaime is the father, but she wants him to believe that he is the father, so he's delighted. And then Missandei is revealed to have been captured by Euron Greyjoy. So then they have a meeting where they're all questioning Dany's competence about everything. So then Varys and Tyrion have a further meeting on their own, and he's considering that Jon Snow should actually be on the Iron Throne instead of Daenerys. Like, he's revealing like he isn't serving Daenerys, he serves the realm. He more cares about the people. So that's really interesting because you're wondering where his loyalties will lie, whereas Tyrion is like, no, serve Daenerys. But like, you have to wonder like what is going on with her. So then they decide to try call a truce with Cersei, who's brought all the people into the Red Keep for protection. Well, really, she's using them as meat shields. We all know that. It's Cersei. And then we're at this moment. So it's like 2 hands, 2 queens, 1 throne. And they're trying to mediate. So it's Tyrion and Qyburn who's talking. And then Tyrion tries to talk to Cersei, who's on top of a wall. Another tense moment there. And then she kills Missandei. And of course you can just see like Grey Worm's pain. Like, it was a really heartbreaking moment for him and Daenerys, and like that was like the real kind of like pushing moment of her just snapping. Like, you could tell she was furious, which means the next episode is probably going to be amazing. Now, I found a quote in an interview from Emilia Clarke where she said that like she remembers recording season 8 episode 5, I think it's 5, or yeah, episode 5, and said it was like the biggest episode there is. Like, she said this the biggest episode they'd ever done in all of Game of Thrones. And like after that ending with Missandei's death in episode 4, I believe her. Like, I think this is going to be amazing. Like, I'm staying up for it now. Like, the Battle of Winterfell was great, and I know I questioned the order, so I'm hoping this will top the Battle of Winterfell, because that's the whole point, like with Game of Thrones. Each battle tops the next, I find. So this is going to be interesting because, of course, Daenerys' her army is depleted. She's down 2 dragons, essentially. And then Cersei has the Golden Company and the Lannister army. Now, of course, she doesn't have her elephants, but yeah, this is going to be a huge episode. Like, I don't know. I can't predict who's going to win. I really can't. I wish I could figure out who'd sit on the Iron Throne, but I don't have a clue right now. I don't know. It's pretty huge. But the other thing I want to talk about that I forgot to mention earlier on, that seems to be a sore spot for a lot of people, and myself included, Jon leaving Ghost behind and offering him to Tormund. And like, you could just see the heartbreak on Ghost's face. Like, oh no, it was so cruel. Like, some people like are like, oh yeah, well, you know, he let him go to a better place, you know, if you let someone set them free, kind of thing. But like, Ghost didn't want it. You could tell he wanted to go with them, and it was just so sad. Like, oh, I don't think I'll ever get over that. Ghost is one of my favorite direwolves. He's the best, like, and he's so loyal. But anyway, guys, thank you for listening to this video. So I gotta do my rating now. Probably give that episode a 6.5 out of 10, because like I said, there were some great moments in it. It was pretty humorous, but it wasn't like insane. I mean, it was kind of a mix, if you know what I mean. So yeah, definitely 6.5 out of 10 for me personally. But I did enjoy the episode, don't get me wrong. I always enjoy Game of Thrones. There's not an episode of Game of Thrones that I haven't enjoyed, just to get that out of there. So thank you guys for watching. Please don't forget to smash the thumbs up button, and if you are new here, please subscribe to the channel. Your support is always appreciated. Until next time, guys, this is ID Vixen signing off.